Me, I'll definitely come back.
Yeah,
anytime.
Good stuff. You were talking about the Kovalov and.
I was gonna finish that right quick. Here's what fans don't understand. $12 million gets the light heavyweight champion in the ring 10 weeks after fighting. That's what happened. But guess what? Y'all totally negating the fact that Canelo missed his date and has to fight. See, thinking that's all the setup and shit, you just don't know what you're talking about. Because you don't understand that Canelo missed his date. He's got to fight. What's the best thing? The legacy change and shit? Well, let's get Kovalev, 175 pounds. Offer him something. They offered him, 8? And he said, man, I just fought. Well, here's 4 more. All right, I'll show up. So the edge is he's still a light heavyweight champion of the earth. He still only lost 2 fights. He beat Ward in the first one, even though I think it was they gave it to Ward around, so it's an argumentative thing. He lost to Ward in the second one. He lost to Alvarez, came back and dominated Alvarez. Yeah. So if anything angle that Canelo had,
not a shot guy,
was the short fuse. That's all he had, the short time to get in shape and train.
But shit, sometimes that helps. When you fought recently, sometimes you're a little short.
He didn't get fat, right?
He didn't get you've been in the ring, you don't have that downtime,
So while you're busy trying to discredit Canelo, you're not even looking at the whole fucking thing. So those, like I said the other day, those opinions don't fucking matter. The kid, this is a welterweight, just whooped the fucking light heavyweight champion.
Yeah, I mean, one the kid can catch, man. He's fought from Triple G, Danny Jacobs, and Kovalev. That kid's got a fucking chin on him, man.
We'll see how it goes, but Coach, man, I'm glad you came in here, man. We could have kept going for a couple of hours.
Really appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Like I said, you guys ever want to have me back, I'd be more than glad to come back.
What we got coming up?
Let's see. I got Miguel Flores fighting Leo Santa Cruz for the WBA world title. That's on the co-main event on Wilder Ortiz in Vegas, and we leave. We're just finishing up camp.
Quick, before you move on to the next one, who do you got on Ortiz and Wilder?
Man, you know what? The funny thing is that I hear a whole lot of the boxing guys going with Ortiz on it, man.
Ortiz.
Yeah. And listen, I was at the first fight in Brooklyn.
Uh-huh.
And he had him out.
He
had him out. But here's the thing, because I've been in 2 fights of Wilder's like that I worked on. I was at the first Ortiz Wilder fight when we were at the Barclays, and I was at Fury. I was at Fury and Wilder out in the Staples. The thing about Wilder is, he's, and obviously with the Fury fight, he showed he carries his power all the way in, which most guys don't. We all know that. Most guys, even that can really punch, don't carry their power till the 12th round like that guy does. So he only has to be right once in the whole fucking fight. You can fight a perfect fight, and he only has to be right one time in the whole fight to ruin the party. So that's a dangerous guy, man. So, and so, because I thought Fury outboxed him, but listen, he's still in the end, those knockdowns saved him, from taking the L. Same thing with the fight with Ortiz. He was out on his feet, but hey, 2 rounds later.
Right.
Listen, that guy, one thing we know for sure about Wilder, he hits you clean, you're getting hurt, man. There's no doubt about that, man. Guys can pick him apart as far as his technique, this and that and the other, but man, listen, that guy's got dynamite in both his hands. And if he hit you with that straight right hand, you can forget about it, man. I mean, that's a game changer 100%. Right. And when we were there at the fights and he hit Fury in that 12th round, Fury looked like he wasn't going to give up for 2 years. Yeah. So I don't know how. And the funny thing about that was, so we were there in the Staples, and so when he dropped him, the crowd went crazy. Of course, in the 12th round, knocked him down. Didn't look like he was ever going to get. When he got up, they went even more nuts, man, because everybody's like, "Fuck!" He looked like he was asleep, and that he got up. That's 2 real guys there. That was a fun fight to be at. But so
that's in December.
Well, that's in November 23rd. Okay, yeah, so that's coming up. We leave on Wednesday. We're going to get out there just a little bit early, get settled in before we move to the hotel and all the craziness, starts. With him being the co-main, there's going to be a lot for him to do on there, So all that workouts and, this and that and the other. So, that's enough in its own to deal with. and being on, that's the biggest stage in boxing. You know, you Saturday night in MGM on a pay-per-view card, and you're the co-main. That's
the mecca of boxing.
Yeah, now it is. And you know, it's a huge, huge stage, huge opportunity for the kid. He's been fighting 19 years of his life.
Is there any other place that you would want to be? I mean, do you want to fight?
There in the Garden is the 2 spots, and the Garden just because it's the OG. But in the last 20, 30 years, the Grand Garden Arena is the one where all the the biggest fights happen. Yeah. So I got that on the 23rd. That's a big one for us. December 5th, Bobby and we got O'Shaquie Foster. He's the WBC silver champ at 130. He's defending his title up in New York. I got a little cut work that weekend in Brooklyn. That following week, I go back and I got a fight in the Garden. Chem Killick, he's an undefeated super middleweight from LA. Listen, it is what it is, bro. Yeah, I mean, and you got New York Fight Fan. Those guys been going in there watching fight. It's a great room that's one of the rooms I think all guys want to fight or work, because it's one of the most well-known venues in the world. And so, but that's a kid. Buddy McGirt trains a kid. I wrap his hand and work cuts. So I've been with him for several fights. And so he's ranked number 6 in the world right now, too. And I think he's real close to a title shot as well. So, got a busy, end of the year, coming up. A lot of big fights still. And then, get ready to crank up the beginning of next year,
When you get over this hump, man, and get your 2 weeks to settle down, bro, we come in here and do something.
Yeah, for sure.
Do an episode on the Fury Wilder rematch and Wilder gets through this one because I think the date is February 20th.
Yeah, they got a date locked in.
I hate when they do a date because it usually put a hex on the thing, man.
It seems like that, doesn't it? Yeah. So.
But we'll hook up and then do another one, man. Cover that show, cover that fight, man. I'm a Fury. I'm a Fury fan.
Yeah, I like it, man. He's just a real dude. He is what he is. I remember when we were at the weigh-ins, out there in LA for him and Wilder. And just watching him be around, he's a relaxed guy, just and he just one of them guys that you just get what he is. He's not gonna not a
put on guy.
Yeah, exactly.
When I remember when Lennox Lewis said 6'5", everybody say, man, he can box. Look at him, you go backwards, forwards, whatever. Fury is damn near 7 foot, huh?
Listen, for a guy that size to move like that is unreal. Unreal, man. And that's what So when real quick before we leave, when I was at the weigh-ins for Wilder Fury, and I ran into because they did the weigh-ins outside of the Staples Center. They had a big stage set up, and they had some tents for the trainers and fighters and whatnot. And I ran to a heavyweight kid from LA that I work with. Several fights, and he had been up in camp with Joe Joyce and Fury and all those guys up in Big Bear with Abel, and he was one of the sparring guys. He's a good sized kid, 6'5", 6'6", can punch a little. He's good, and he's good, solid fighter. So they used him for a sparring partner for them guys, and I said, how was camp? And he said, man, everything was good, coach. He said, I got a lot of good work. He said, I was putting it on a couple guys there. And he said, I'm going to tell you what, coach. He said, Fury's going to get wired to hell. He goes, I sparred like 30, 40 rounds with that dude. He goes, I never really could get anything on. He goes, right when you think you're going to get him, he said he moved. He's so choppy and his rhythm's so weird. He goes, you can't really ever pick him up and really get nothing good off of him. He goes, usually when you get a guy like that, he goes, you just get in and muscle him. Right. He said, but he's so big, you can't do that shit either. He said, so he goes, man, he was hard. He goes, he said he was, out of all the guys I boxed with up there, he goes, he was by far the hardest. He goes, cause he goes, you can't hit the fucking guy, man. He goes, and you can't push him around. And he goes, he's just hard. He goes, when you get in the ring with him, he's just a hard guy to fight. And so, he's that style that he has, and along with the physical size of him, he's a hard one, man.
Yeah, he's beautiful. I love him. He's beautiful to watch.
Well, the rumor is that Manny told Vladimir, he's gonna be the one. Nobody can confirm it, but
back in the day. Or not?
Yeah, because Fury went to Crunk for a while.
Yeah.
When he turned pro or whatever.
But they got him on video saying that.
And Manny?
Yeah.
Okay, because he told Vladimir Klitschko, he said, this guy here is going to be the one. And he beat him.
Right?
Yeah. And he beat him too.
Yeah.
In Germany.
Yeah.
It's hard to fight.
He had to win.
He's hard. He's like, he said it about Fury. It's hard to deal with a guy that big, man, that can box.
Yeah, one that can box, and he's relaxed in there. That's one of the things that I noticed. Like even at the weigh-ins, everybody was all wired up, and he was just like,
he's a fighting man.
Yeah, he was like you and I are right now. He was like,
almost Holyfield calm.
Like, yeah, that's right. Like where he'd get up right now and just start fighting and then come sit back down and start talking to us, it wouldn't make him any difference. He's just not wired up that way, to get too excited.
One last one before you go. We know you got to head out. Fuck. What's my Mexican's name?
Joshua and Ruiz.
Yeah, Ruiz.
I like Ruiz again in the rematch. Yeah, from Jai, and I have an opportunity. I may go out and work on that card, just trying to get some of the business end of it settled out because that's a long trip to Saudi Arabia, and you can't make that roll for free. But to me, and we know fighters. Joshua's still making excuses, hasn't really seemed to wrap his head around it. He can't move forward. I just think mentally. I think Andy's got and listen, one thing we knew about, and I'm not going to be one of these guys, I knew Andy was going to win. I have known Andy for a long time. And I think all the boxing guys know. And for one, he's a super nice kid, and I'm really glad to see him get when it happened. I was like, man, that's great because he if you ever know the guy, he's just the nicest kid.
Humble.
Really, really good kid. But all of us in boxing have always known the kid can fight. He's been somewhat of an underachiever in this sport because we all used to watch him. Man, he's got good hands, good feet. He doesn't fight like he looks at all, and so he can really fight. But he's just one of them guys that never quite, like even though lost to Parker was very close, but he should have smoked Parker. In my opinion, he's got all the tools to do it, but he just didn't quite get there. But why they even picked him as a last-minute opponent, I have no idea, man. I'm not sure.
He just came off.
Somebody didn't do their homework or something. But for one, listen, if you know this business, Top Rank doesn't keep a guy for 20-plus fights and build him because they can't fucking fight. Trampling them guys over there know what they're looking at. So when they put money into him and those years in him and kept him winning all that, it's because they saw a kid they knew could fight. So they made a mistake picking him in the beginning.
I hope.
But I like him in the rematch. I do. Yeah.
It's not going to take much for Ruiz to remind him.
Yeah,
the first
exactly. I just think mentally, I don't think Joshua's 100% mentally yet.
Fighting in Saudi Arabia, who does it benefit?
I don't think either guy. I don't know. Listen, I know those guys put up all the money for Eddie to come over there. Yeah, obviously, because why would you go there for a fight? Nobody's going to be able to come. You can have like 1,000 guys there that got a shitload of money, and that's it. But I know they put up a huge amount of money to have the fight there because some guy with a whole bunch of money said, "Hey, I want to have the heavyweight fight here," and so. But I don't know politically if it benefits either guy. But I just think mentally, I don't think Josh was 100% there yet.
Had they brought somebody else in, maybe not to chief seconding, but just somebody that knows how to teach Joshua how to fight his size instead of small, or if for nothing else, the mental aspect, feel like you're gaining something for this fight. They didn't bring nobody else in.
Yeah, they
doing
make no changes.
Fighting with the guy, and like I tell people, I'm all about loyalty too. I don't want him to drop his people or nothing.
Bring somebody else added to the team.
That can say, hey man, you this is how you fight 6'6" instead of fighting down to this guy, giving him the advantage. They brought none of that in, so. It wouldn't shock me at all if Andy catches him right there on the ball of the chin. Maybe he don't go down, but he wobbles, and after that,
if he gets hurt again early, then he's in trouble because he'll listen. We'll find out a lot about Joshua in this fight too. We'll find out if he's a real deal
is it a career ender?
I think for Joshua it is, because they built him into, and listen, all things that he's good looking kid, Bill Strong, huge puncher,
perfect.
Everything about him was right, until this happened. So, and that's another thing that may put him in a bad spot, because he may come out feeling like he has to get it back, and that could backfire on him too if he doesn't get Andy out of there quick. Then I think and he may try to do that, because I think he know. I would guess that business wise, he loses this one again. Yeah, then as a huge draw, he's done.
I'm sure he'll have a couple more fights. But.
He may not be done as a fighter, but as what they built. Yeah, exactly. As what they built, as a guy that's putting 90,000 people in a soccer stadium, he's done. So business wise, if he has to win this fight, and he has to win it in a convincing manner, whether it's a lopsided decision or a knockout, whatever, he can't have a.
I just don't see that happening though.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't see him smoking out Andy either. Andy's too good of a fighter, I think, for him to win like one of those 120, 108 kind of decisions, or just to get caught. Yeah, I could see him getting into a firefight. And, listen, we know Joshua can punch, but there's no doubt about that. But I just don't. He has to win. However he wins the fight, he has to win it in a clear manner. Else, like you said, marketing wise, business wise, his money is just gonna more or less be gone.
Some fitness videos.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I hope he put it up. Yeah. Like I said, I hope he put the good money, because he's made some really good money so far. I hope he did the right thing with it.
Well, man, if I ask any more questions, we're gonna be here another hour or so.
Man, sure appreciate you guys,
Absolutely,
man. Thanks
bro.
again for everything, man.
Once we get past the end of the year, man, I'll be hitting you up like I did just 7. Hey, man, I'll be free whenever. We'll do it again.
Yeah, we gotta get him back. All right, man. Well, we appreciate y'all tuning in. This episode was brought to you by What You Craving Food Truck and Catering. Make sure y'all check us out on our website. Y'all need anything for catering during this holidays, we have few dates available. We're live here at the Grind Boxing Academy in Katy, Texas.
Coach Derek, Coach Navarro. We'll see y'all later, man.
Peace out.
Good.